The absence. For 30 standard cycles, the Galactic Council met to discuss the human question. Why didn't Earth attend meetings anymore? They had joined the Council with enthusiasm a century ago, full of talk about unity and peace. But after a few decades, the humans withdrew. No ambassadors, no votes, no messages. The Terran seat sat empty, covered in dust. Every year, the Council sent invitations. Every year, there was no response. The galaxy grew comfortable with their absence. Humans were unpredictable, emotional, and frankly dangerous. Maybe it was better this way. Until one day, the sky changed. The signal. It started as a simple transmission, encrypted, ancient, and unmistakably Terran. To the Galactic Council. We acknowledge your summons. Prepare for our arrival. No further details. No tone, no context. Just that. The message sent ripples through every political chamber. Some were curious. Others were terrified. The chair of the council, an aged Arathian diplomat, muttered, "They ignored us for centuries. Why now?" No one had the answer. The arrival. 3 rotations later, the human fleet arrived. They didn't emerge from hyperspace like other ships, with a shimmer of light or gentle fade-in. They tore reality open. 1,000 warships appeared above the Council world Votha Prime, each massive enough to eclipse a continent. Their hulls were dark, angular, and silent, painted with no insignia, no broadcast codes. Every orbital sensor shot it out at once. The fleet just hung there, waiting. The Council panicked. Defense fleet scrambled. The planetary shield flared to life. Then a voice echoed across every channel, clear and calm. The Terran Union acknowledges the Council's invitation. Permission to land. The landing. The humans sent one shuttle, just one. It was sleek, black, and silent, descending like a blade through clouds. When it touched down on the Council Plaza, 3 figures stepped out, 2 armored guards and 1 unarmed ambassador in a dark gray suit. No one spoke as they entered the hall. The Terran representative's eyes scanned the chamber slowly, as if measuring everyone inside. "I am Ambassador Elias Rourke, speaking for Earth and her colonies," he said finally. His tone was polite, controlled, deadly calm. The accusation. The Council chair stood. "Ambassador Rourke, Earth has ignored Council summons for 112 years. You violated multiple treaties, refused audits, and withheld resource reports. Why appear now?" Rourke smiled faintly. "Because we were busy." "Busy with what?" "Surviving." He placed a small device on the table. It projected a map of the Outer Arm, the region where human colonies once thrived. Most were now gone, marked in red. While this council debated tariffs and territorial etiquette, humanity fought a war you never acknowledged, Rourke said. "We asked for aid. You ignored us, so we adapted." The council murmured. "Against whom?" the chair demanded. Rourke met his gaze. "Against everything." The revelation. He tapped the device again. The hologram shifted, showing monstrous, riding entities consuming planets. Dark fleets of unknown origin. Species none in the Council had ever seen. They came from beyond the galactic rim, Rourke explained. They devoured worlds, ours, yours, anyone's. We called them the Eclipse. The chair frowned. "We received no reports." "You wouldn't," Rourke said coldly. "We stopped sending them after you ignored the first 20. He leaned forward. "So we handled it ourselves." "The other side of humanity." He gestured toward the ceiling. "The fleet above your planet represents what humanity became when diplomacy failed." The hologram shifted again. Images of Terran fleets burning through the eclipse swarms, black hole weapons igniting in silence, soldiers in vacuum armor fighting on shattered moons. "We fought for a century," Rourke said. We lost billions, but we won. The eclipse are gone. He paused. Now we return to ensure the galaxy never forgets what happens when humanity is left alone. The silence was suffocating. The fear. The chair finally found his voice. Are you threatening us, Ambassador? Rourke smiled politely. No, we don't make threats anymore. He stood, motioning toward the massive view screen that looked out into space. We simply show up. Through the window, the Terran fleet shifted formation, 1,000 ships aligning perfectly into an orbital pattern around Votha Prime. Not attacking, not aiming weapons, just watching. This is not a show of war, Rourke continued. It's a reminder. You built your council on the illusion of safety. You forgot that peace is not given, it's enforced. He turned toward the exit. Consider this meeting concluded. The exit. When Rourke and his guards walked out, no one dared follow. Outside, the Terran shuttle lifted silently, ascending into the clouds. Moments later, the entire fleet vanished, folding space in a synchronized ripple of light. In their place, a single satellite remained. It broadcast one message in every galactic language. Humanity is not gone. We are simply watching. The aftermath. The Council spent years debating the encounter. Some called it intimidation. Others called it a warning. But the smaller worlds, the ones who had suffered under Council neglect, saw something else. Hope. They began contacting Earth directly, bypassing Council channels. Trade routes reopened. Alliances formed quietly under Terran protection. And for the first time in 1,000 years, peace returned, not because of the Council, but because humanity had decided to enforce it. The legacy. Generations later, history books describe that day as a great return. Scholars argued over what it meant. Was it revenge? Justice? Reclamation? Maybe none of those. Maybe all. But one thing was certain. When humanity finally decided to show up, the galaxy never forgot it, and carved into the foundation of the new Concord, where the Council once sat, were the final words Ambassador Rourke had spoken before leaving the chamber. We skipped your meetings because we were busy saving your galaxy. You're welcome.